those things that like
Okay.
record sound?
Yep. Oh. It's over there in your bag. Or at home. Dude, shh. You're going to have to hang out today then. Copy down what we're doing on a piece of paper. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Eyes and ears up here, please. So, fine? All right, yeah. You can't, like, remove those separate in my class? Unbelievable. Hey, you guys, the workbooks are separated by class. So, if you're looking for yours, it should be at the end. Unless it's with Trig. It's in there by period. So, hey, there are a few ways we'll be taking notes in here. One way is using our student journal. Okay? So, some of you will choose to take a lot of notes on your student journal. The other ways we'll actually use note pages that are over here, and we'll do that more often than not. We'll actually start that a bit next week when we go through it. But for today, what we're going to do is we're going to start in on our student journal, and we're going to be solving one-step equations. So what I'd expect from you right now is for you to go through and make sure you have some prerequisite skills. So on page 1 of your journal, everyone go down to page 1. Okay, page 1. Does it actually say page 1 for you guys? Yeah. Okay, good. So someone was logical when they did. It just reviews some dealing with basic integers. All right, so adding and subtracting integers. So what I want to do right now, just to make sure that the integer portion of this, the positive and negative number portion, isn't going to hold you up, I want you to go through and complete problems 1 through 4 and 7 through 10. Okay? Do those for me right now on your own, and then after you finish them and your neighbor finishes them, you can compare them with each other. Okay? But on your own first, no calculator.
5, -7, and 10.
I've written some wrong.
Okay. Can I please have your attention up here? Everyone's focused up this way? Eyes and ears right here. Okay, guys, when I want your attention, I'll say, can I please have your attention? Within 5 seconds, I expect you're done talking. Okay? It means you're wrapping it up, even if it means you're stopping midstream because you know I want your attention, you do it. If your neighbor stops talking to you and you think they're rude, just remember that they're trying to stay in my class. It's probably a good idea for them. And you as well. So let's take a look at this. Some rules. And this might be a good place for you to add some notes if you've forgotten. All right, so when we're adding and subtracting integers, what I like to think about when I'm dealing with negatives, so I have 1 negative and 3 negatives. I like to think of it in like picture form. Okay, 1 negative and 3 negatives brings me a total of how many negatives? 4 negatives. I'm counting negatives. Okay? If I have 0, which is neither positive nor negative, and 12 negatives, well, if you add 0 to anything, you get what you started out with, which in this case, negative 12. Now, anytime you have 2 signs next to each other, we want to change those, right? Okay, so 2 negatives make a positive. Okay, we use what's called 2 marks. Okay, if you see a minus, we make it an addition problem. So we have 5 plus 2 now. And 5 plus 2 is 7. Always make it into a single mark. Okay? And I like to think of it, I always like to rewrite them. Some of you won't do this, but I would like to write it as a sum. So like I use the 2 marks here. Now notice there's only a subtraction here, but our minds work a lot better in addition mode. So it's nice to change this to an addition. And if I change that to an addition, I have to make that negative. So really I could think of this problem as negative 4 plus negative 7. Okay, and you could do that as well. So here I said make one sign, and then all of a sudden I made 2 signs. Well, sometimes it's helpful to see it in an addition way. So if I have negative 4, or 4 negatives, and 7 negatives, I really have how many negatives? I have a total of 11 negatives. Okay? All right, find 2 pairs of integers whose sum is negative 6. Tell your neighbor what you got.
You didn't tell us to do 5.
I know, I didn't tell you to do it. I'm telling you now. Do it.
Oh.
Okay, volunteer. Matt.
-3, 3.
Positive 3 and negative 3. Does that give us negative 6? Okay, that's 0, so we'd have to make this negative. Okay, that gives us negative 6. All right, I want everyone to try number 6. In a city, you recorded your monthly temperature of 56 degrees. The record monthly low temperature is -4. What is the range in temperature? So what is the range? The range means difference from high to low. Right? So how'd you get that? Good. 56 minus -4 gives me a grand total of
60.
60. Yeah, 2 marks there. So 60 degrees is the range. All right, always circling our answers, right? Yeah, always a good idea. All right, let's talk about some multiplication and division. What's that? All right, what are the rules for multiplying and dividing positives and negatives? Caitlin. Cassie. Starts with a K, though. Help me again. Kaylee. I'm going to get it. Kaylee.
Okay, so when you're multiplying two negatives, it's a positive. When you're multiplying two positives, it's a positive. And then when you're multiplying a negative and a positive, it's a negative. And then positive.
Good. So good things to write down. Good rules. Good job. So if the signs are the same, oops, sorry about that. It's a little blurry. If the signs are the same, the answer is positive. If the signs are different, whether it's negative times positive or positive times negative, the answer is negative. It does go for division, yeah. It's actually the same for both. So if you're multiplying negative times negative, you get a positive, or if you divide a negative by a negative, you'll also get a positive. So the same rules apply. Positive divided by positive is also positive. Negative divided by positive, negative, and positive divided by negative is negative. Okay? So if I'm looking at those, negative 2 times 13 is, well, 2 times 13 is 26, and negative times positive is negative. 8 times 5 is 40, and negative times negative is positive 40. 14 divided by 2? 7, and negative divided by positive is negative. And 30 divided by 3? 10, and negative divided by negative is positive. All right, we're going to be done right there. But any questions? Okay, so what I'd like to do right now, I want you to go to your journal, look at the next couple pages. Go ahead and turn the page there. You'll notice the next page has some explorations. We're not going to use those today. So if you'll go to page 4, page 4 actually shows some note-taking, some different places that you can add some of your own notes and define some words. We're not going to use that on this lesson. We won't use all these pages on the lesson. Go to page 5. Page 5 there, you have some rules as well. All right, and if you look at the 4-step problem-solving process, that's actually something we're going to come back to. So what I want you to do is somehow highlight that. I don't know how you want to highlight it. You can use an actual highlighter or mark it, but that's something we'll use, as well as the next page on the top of the next page. Okay? We've got common problem-solving strategies right there. All right? We're going to use that when we do some problem solving. I'm going to reference that quite a bit. Well, really where I want to start right now is I want to work through some of these problems right here, solving one-step equations. All right. So, to solve one-step equations, tomorrow we're going into multi-step equations. Solving one-step equations. What I'd expect to see when I'm seeing you solve equations, draw a line down the equal sign. Okay? X sounded really excited about this. Good job, X. Our goal when solving an equation is to get a variable all by itself. Okay? So my goal is to get W alone. So if I want to get this W alone, what do I have to get rid of? Cassie. Yes? No. That's Cassie right here. Oh man, you just told me. I thought for sure I had it. Tell me again. Kaylee. You have to get rid of the 4. Everyone tell your neighbor how you're going to get rid of the 4. Kaylee, did you hear the right answer? Okay, what do I do? Do one of you back there had your hand up? Kai. Subtract 4 from both sides. And that's how we're going to show it. We're going to show our work. Now, I know you can do these in your head. The purpose is not for you to do them in your head or on your calculator. The purpose right now is to show your work. Okay? Subtract 4. 4 minus 4 is? 0 or hero. And so we're left with that W. 16 minus 4 is? Is 12. Then we can check our work. Plug the 12 back in. Is 12 plus 4 16? Yeah, man. So we're good to go. Okay, I want everyone to try number 2 on their own. Actually, try 2 and 3 on your own. All right, go ahead and show your neighbor what you got.
Oh, you didn't do the third one yet?
Nope. Everyone get negative 19?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Add 15, since that's a negative 15. So we have to add it. Make it positive. So negative 15 and positive 15 gives us that 0. Guys, pay attention up here. Quentin, 6 and 15 is 21. Okay, how many got negative 19 on 2? How many got 21 on 3? Now, here's the deal. If you didn't get those, you need to start comparing your work, and that's why we show the work. We're like, oh, hold on. You added and I subtracted, or vice versa. That way we can actually see that. I know it's just one step right now, but as the problems get longer, it's going to be more imperative that you can do that. Any questions on those? How many already knew how to do that? That was easy. Okay. I want you to move on to number 6 right now. Number 6. Tell your neighbor what you're going to do there to solve it.
Multiply.
I already know how to do this. Divide by 7.
Okay, what are they doing to the Q? Are they adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing it by something? Isabel? They're dividing it by... No, they're not dividing.
Multiplying.
They're multiplying it by 7. So, Isabella, what do we do? Well, they're multiplying. So we should divide. Okay. You had the answers both. You were just putting them in. All right. Since they're multiplying 7 by Q, we divide by 7. Okay? So Q is equal to 5. And then if we checked it, 7 times 5 is 35. That works out. Okay, I'd like everyone to try number 7 on their own. Number 7. Okay, show your neighbor what you got. All right. They're multiplying b by 4, so what's the inverse of multiplying b by 4?
Divide.
Divide both sides by 4. 52 divided by 4 is 13. And negative divided by positive is?
Negative.
Negative 13. Negative 13. All right, number 8. Tell your neighbor what they're doing to the Q. Are they multiplying it, dividing it, adding, or subtracting? Do you have a question?
What?
All right, Isabella, are they multiplying, dividing, or adding, subtracting? What are they doing right now? Currently, they're dividing. So how do you undo division? Multiply. You're always one step ahead. You're always one step ahead. Okay, so since they're dividing by 11, they're saying we have an 11th of Q. That means if I said here's a Q, you would just get like one little piece. If I said here's a pizza, you get an 11th of it. Which sounds pretty good right now because I'm hungry, but that wouldn't be a good deal if you're supposed to get the full pizza. So if you needed the whole thing, you would need 11 parts of it. That would give you one whole. Okay, so I've got, when I multiply it by 11, that's going to cancel those two, and I'm going to be left with the Q. Dividing by 11 and multiplying by 11 are opposites. And so whatever I do here, I have to do over here. So 3 times 11 is 33. All right. Number 9. Quentin, what am I going to do on number 9? Multiply by what? Negative 2. How many agree? It's very true. Well done. Multiply by negative 2. Good job, Quentin. Okay, these cancel. Left with n is equal to 30. Negative times negative is positive. All right, now 10 and 11 we're not going to get to today because we're going to run out of time because we had to do book stuff, and I want to get you your assignment. Give you a few minutes to work. All right, so let me hand that out. Say that again. What's that? Oh, yeah. Okay, this is your assignment. It is due tomorrow, and you must show the work that we just showed. Few things that we did not see on our previous assignment. One that looked like number 5. So everyone take a look at 5. What's different about 5? Yes, parentheses, but what else? Good job. Megan's got it up here. Yeah, there are 2 of these things. So when you're solving equations, you see 2 signs, rewrite it with 1 sign. S, 2 negatives is a positive. S plus 10 equals 2. Now that makes it a lot easier to solve. Rewrite, whenever you see 2 symbols, rewrite it as 1. If it's a negative and a positive, it makes a negative. Good. Okay? Show your work. Please note that on the back, there's the boxes that you're selecting your answers from. Okay, and it's going to give you an amazing joke. Did you hear about the tree's birthday? Dude, you'll be chuckling. It's a good chuckle. Sarah. Yeah, notice on number 12 there is a pi there. That's kind of crazy, except for if I want to get k by itself, what am I doing here? Dividing by that whole thing. And when I divide a pi by a pi, I'm going to get nothing. It's going to cancel. So you don't have to worry about using 3.14. Okay, your student journals. They can stay in class, or you can bring them home. That's up to you. Okay, if you just want to tear out the first chapter, we could do that tomorrow. You can tear it out and keep it in your binder and keep your journal over there as well. The other thing, I'll be here in the morning if you need help at 7. Show your work.